my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with white lettering, hailing from South Auckland, New Zealand, he weighed in at 243 pounds. His record stands at 39 wins, 3 losses, 34 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked the number 4 NABF contender and the number 5 heavyweight in the world by the WBO. Introducing the hard-hitting David, the Tua Man, Tua. And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with black trim, hailing from San Juan, Puerto Rico. His weight, 229 3/4 pounds. His record is unblemished at 22 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked one of the top 5 heavyweights in the world by all 4 major boxing organizations. Tonight, he is making the first defense of his title, presenting the NABF heavyweight champion known as the Big O, introducing Oqendo. And once again, Dave Johnson, our referee in charge, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
Come here, David. Right here, Prez. Okay, this is good. This is good here. You're good here, fellas. I'm not going to call this low, okay? We get instructions in the dressing room. I got any questions on my right? No questions over here from you. Any questions on my left? No questions over here? All right, let's touch them up, fellas. Give them a good one. Now get back in your corner.
The Tua camp already has your beef. Here's Dave.
Hi, Steve. Kevin Barry told me that when he came into the ring, the top 2 ropes were too loose. It is something he had seen before, asked for it to be addressed. It had not been to his satisfaction. He made sure it was here. It was just one of those mechanical things that a trainer is doing to look out for his fighter. And I also think he didn't want anybody to topple into you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, Dave. Round 1 scheduled for 12. And Tua comes right at Oqendo, and Oqendo comes right at Tua.
Get out, get out,
Boy,
get out.
like 2 rams. Oqendo moves well, but not ultra smooth. Doesn't take the best shot, but he's got heart. Wild shots by Tua. He's trying to end it here.
Tua's leading with the big left hook, but he's telegraphing. He's bending and leaping in. I'll tell you what Oqendo needs to do is sit on him and wait for a straight right hand down the middle. Tua walk right into it.
Let me have it.
Wouldn't you like to see Tua come in with some technique, some style, use the jab and not swing wildly?
Absolutely. I think working him behind the jab, throwing the right hand to the body, then come up with the hook. But then again, I'm not his trainer, and I'm not David Tua.
Tua now being second guessed these days, susceptible to tall heavyweights with good jabs. But at times, Oqendo's jab can be lazy, and he can be vulnerable. But if Oqendo sticks to his game plan of boxing effectively from the outside, moving, he's very athletic, using his footwork, doesn't trade, doesn't allow Tua inside to unleash his power punches. He puts himself in a position to win.
I think David Tua should also work the body, not concentrate on head hunting right now. He is head hunting, but what I have seen is an improvement in speed already. Pace is different, and that speed is there.
Above all, Oqendo, who's scoring with the jab and the overhand right, must avoid Tua's left hook. As we look for a more balanced attack by Tua, will he use the right hand more? Will we see more activity?
Chris, don't hold down
will
on
he
his
be
head.
busy?
Don't hold on his head. Let's go. Come on.
The referee, Dave Johnson, cautioning Oqendo for holding the back of Tua's head.
Every time Tua gets anywhere near Oqendo, he's going to hold him. But Tua knows he has to work in throwing punches. Can't hold the man who's punching at you because then you open yourself up to getting slammed.
Tua has an excellent chin. Oqendo's chin has been questioned. Tua never down. Oqendo's been down a few times. Oqendo put Etienne down 7 times and showed a good chin against Clifford Etienne.
A nice left hook jab and a left hook off the jab by Tua, but just one and done. I haven't seen the 4, 5, and 6 punch combinations he was talking about.
And that means something when I say Tua hasn't been down, including the brawl with Ike Beyabuchi.
That was an incredible fight for people who haven't seen, who love fights. More punches were thrown in that fight as for heavyweights than other fight in history for 12 rounds.
Left hook by Tua sent Oqendo reeling backwards. And that didn't even connect solidly.
Okay, break. I got it. Get out.
Tua started wildly trying to take Oquendo's head off in the opening seconds. Things settled down a little bit, then Oqendo just having a shot by Tua miss. Joe Guzman in the corner will translate.
Fres, keep your hands up. Breathe. You're doing the job you're supposed to. Pretty soon you'll get the jab. Keep your hands up. Walk around. Don't run. Go in.
Porque no le vamos a dar confianza a él tampoco. Cuando se descuide le vamos a meter.
When you get in close, don't hold. Hit the body. He wants to hold. You punch.
Deep breath.
Okay? Okay, how do you feel? Feel good?
Okay, let's go, guys. Take it down. Let's go.
Kevin Barry, who replaced Joe Goosen, who replaced Ronnie Shields, now with Mike Tyson. Revolving door in that Tua corner. Let's see how he starts out in round 2. He started out fast in the opening round, Tua. He tried to end it on one punch at the end of the first round. He lands here with a couple of lefts. There's David Tua.
Get off.
Still loading up a little too much, though, Steve. He's letting Oqendo see those punches coming.
Oqendo feeling that Tua is slower today, but he's prepared for the early Tua, the one who threw a lot of punches and was more aggressive and intense. We're seeing a lot of more activity here by Tua in the first 1+ rounds. But he's also missing a lot, and he's swinging wildly. Oqendo more settled. Dancing around is Oqendo on the balls of his feet. Tua more flat-footed.
See, even this pace is not enough to wear Fres Oqendo down. Tua has to really step to him a lot more than this. He lets him walk around like that.
It's too much distance, right? He said he has to minimize the space between he and Oqendo, and he's not doing that.
Right, and you notice you watch him. He'll step and bend. As soon as he bends, what he's doing is loading up to hurt with a big hook. Can't do that. He's got to work him behind the jab. The jab will make him bend naturally. Then he can fire off it.
More movement now by Oqendo, which usually bothers Tua. We saw it with Lewis, of course, when he was embarrassed. And a wild left hook that missed by Tua.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Let me do the breaking now. Let's go. Come on.
And now Oqendo using the Bird fight as a guide. He's trying to do the same thing. Frustrate Tua. Stick the jab. Move. Use the angles.
You see, at this pace and with this lack of punishment put on Oqendo's body, anywhere, his arms, his chest, his body, his chin, there's no attrition factor for him. Tua is the kind of guy who either gets with one clean shot like that, but that's not going to get home, or it's attrition.
That's right. That's what Tua is waiting for, just one big shot.
That was a great left hook to the body.
Don't punch.
That's got to take the wind out of you.
But he can't throw just two and let it go, because this man, Oqendo, will hold it.
Left uppercut that snuck through to the chin by Oqendo. Oqendo missing with the right, but no counter by Tua. Oqendo continues to stuff the jab, upstairs and down. Now following it up with the right. Doesn't want to leave himself open. There's the right hand, a straight right that connected.
Get out. Good job.
Tua continues to miss with the left hook.
Listen to me. I need you to throw punches. I need you to throw combinations, not to follow. Move in, Dave. Move.
Now we're going to see he's going to work him behind the jab, comes in with a jab, then he throws a hook, a double left hook, and then eventually a right hand. It misses, but he's working behind the jab, throwing more than 1 point. There's the jab, and there's another jab, and a hook, and a hook, and a right hand. And the right hand doesn't land clean, but that's how he has to work in. He works in behind the jab. It works. Here's a huge left hook that goes whizzing past the face of Oqendo. The right hand and left hook went to the body. They weren't too bad, but he is telegraphing that left hook far too much. Here he slips a right hand by Oqendo, but no comeback, no counter back. He can't allow those types of mistakes to go unpunished.
Kevin Barry telling his guy to do what we have been mentioning, throw more punches and move in. Oqendo brings all the attributes that's caused Tua problems in the past. He controls the distance. He has a well-educated jab. He's awkward and has lots of movement. Round 3 scheduled for 12. So let's see if Tua does what Kevin Barry said. Missing wildly with the left, scoring with the right to the body is Tua.
See, now, one of the reasons, too, for stepping into your punch is not just throwing your arm, is that when he leans back and you step in, you'll catch him on the tail end of that punch, and his balance will be off. It'll force him to go to the canvas.
But some of those punches by Tua are rib-shattering punches.
Oh, he means he has some bad intentions. He means business, that's for sure.
Look at the movement by Oqendo and then dishing out that jab. Moving to his left, moving to his right. He was a scrambling quarterback at Shares High School in Chicago. Born in Puerto Rico, lives in Puerto Rico. Oh, a swift left hook to the jaw by Tua that landed.
Oqendo making a statement by coming back, then you know he's not hurt.
But it didn't land flush. It wasn't totally clean. It sort of brushed off the side of the face, fortunately for Oqendo, or he might have been staring to the ceiling. Oqendo with a nice three-punch combination to the head.
Right now, that one good left hook and that one right hand there does not equal all the work that Oqendo's doing. He has to outwork him, or at least hold pace with him, get inside.
Oqendo, who came in with the reputation of having sort of a questionable chin, although we didn't see that against Etienne, showing a decent chin here. Oh, my goodness. That one was from Steubenville.
Oqendo's reflexes are too good for that. You're not going to hit that man with that punch. I think that he needs to work him behind the jab. I'm going to say there's another one that raised.
That one got a little closer. There's no question what Tua is trying to do here. Trying to end this on one punch. Pretty obvious. He's trying to do it with the left.
That was much better. Worked him behind the jab. Right hand to the body, left hook. Those things will cause the attrition factor to become a factor.
And he's got the crowd behind him. Off balances Tua after that wild swing and a miss with the left. Crowd supporting Tua. Oqendo just goes back to that jab. Movement, dancing around. And every once in a while he'll do that, he'll come in. But he has to get out quickly.
Tua has got to throw more punches on the win. There's no two ways about it. He can't win the fight like this. This is absolutely no possibility of winning the decision. The fight continues round after round like this.
Final seconds of round 3. Tua missing with 2 out of those 3 punches. And Oqendo clowns with him.
Bien, tú estás bien, pero no hagas eso. No te ripes, no te
Be
ripes.
careful.
Tranquilito. No te me ripes.
Take
Está
it
bien.
easy.
¿Dónde va a ir tu boca? Yo sé que tú asimilas un montón y que tú estás bien.
You could do
Pero
it.
no quiero
You're
que te me
good.
ripes. Sigue trabajando con tu llave, mano alta.
Take it easy.
Que,
Work with your
que esta
jab.
no es nuestra pelea. ¿Está bien?
That's not a
Vamos a pelear lo más serio posible.
that's
Pero
not
no
a
quiero que
fight.
te lastimes.
Oqendo just standing on the outside, popping that jab. Bang, bang, banging that jab off of Tua's head. Tua not closing that gap. We talked about how important that was. He can't leave that big distance there. Now he does step in here with one good left hook. And that's not a great left hook because it was a big raising off the bridge of the nose. But he needs to land those flush. Now you'll see him miss 2 big shots. And Oqendo get a little cocky and start playing, taunting Tua, trying to get him out of his game mentally.
That could be dangerous.
If you make a mistake.
Oh, yeah. There it is again. He better know what he's doing if he's going to clown around with Tua. We enter round 4, scheduled for 12. Tua in the black trunks, Oqendo in the silver with the black trim. Oqendo showing supreme confidence here by doing what he did at the end of the last round.
And as that round opened up, he got hit with a fair left hook and didn't even blink.
talked about how some people thought Oqendo might be risking his #1 status in the WBO by fighting a guy so dangerous as David Tua, even though Tua has had his difficulties of late. But he doesn't care about that, Oqendo. He says, bring on all comers. After Tua, he says, bring on Vladimir Klitschko, the champion of the WBO. Bring on Lewis, bring on Tyson, anybody.
It would be interesting to see what adjustments he makes for a guy 6'8".
Oh, yeah.
Loading up too much.
Missing with the left hook again.
Let go of him, Nate. Let go of him, Fred.
Oqendo just too fast for him. Elusive. At least to this point. We'll see if Tua starts to get frustrated and runs out of gas as he did against Bird. He ran out of gas midway in that fight. We talked about the conditioning problems in the past. Now some more head and shoulder movement by Tua. Something we don't see much of.
Well, you know, here's the thing. You can't duck or slip every single punch that comes from an opponent. It takes too much energy to do that. Too time consuming, and then you bite on every feint. What you need to do is put your hands in a place where you can block and stuff them. When you stuff them, fire back. Block them, fire right there. Fire back. He's got to let the punches go. He cannot win a fight like this.
I'm just not convinced, as once again, a little playing around there by Oqendo. I'm not quite convinced that Tua is better at this weight.
I still maintain that if he comes down to around 230 and he gets in shape at 230 and leans out and stays off the weights and does things to get his punching speed up and intent and endurance and number of punches he can throw, that's the Tua goal.
Yes, all of his big victories were when he was in his 220s. Rahman, Ruiz, Moskayev.
The fight with Ivabuchi, which was probably one of the fights of the century.
226 in that fight. And he was very busy and very intense. A lot of trading. That could have gone either way. We approach the final 20 seconds, round 4. But they seem to feel, they being the Tua people, that he is stronger in the 240s.
Well, he's clearly stronger, but he's not more effective. What do you want to be, stronger or more effective? That was my contention.
Right, but it pulls him back in so many other significant areas of the game, yes? Well, we were talking about the weight of Tua just moments ago. Let's show it to you in black and white.
Well, take a look at it, okay? He goes up to Lennox Lewis 245, Indian Bird 233. He had all his impressive knockouts, his really incredibly good performances. You take a look at it. Look at the weights here. Look at the weight here. Well, we're gonna clear that. Look at the weights here. These weights are high. Everything else under here, under in the 220, under 230. Here, at all of those weights, he was incredibly effective. He was very fast, tenacious, great endurance, great speed, and still had that great chin.
Move closer and let your arms go. This guy is fighting out of fear and you're not throwing. I need you to throw punches.
Deep breath.
Put them together, combinations. Right hand, left hook, right hand to the body, left hook. Throw punches. Get closer.
Sounds like a broken record, doesn't it?
Yeah, him and me.
Throw punches. Yep.
Okay, guys,
Kevin Barry being him. Round number 5, scheduled for 12. Tua in the black trunks. Again, just missing with the left hook. They want to see more punches. They want to see combinations from Tua. Oqendo in the silver with the black trim.
Something I've talked about in the past too. When you have a big man like that and you throw a big giant left hook or right hand and you don't hit anything, it takes the same energy to stop that punch. You get tired twice as quick.
Oqendo looking to stay undefeated. 22-0, 13 knockouts. Tua 39-3, 34 knockouts.
Okay, break. Fred, I told you, don't lean on the back of his head, brother, okay? Let's go, come on.
Ivabuchi, Lewis, and Bird. But Tua needs to win and needs to, I think, look impressive in order to regain the stature he once possessed. And get back into the heavyweight title picture. There's a left hook that sends Oqendo reeling. But it may have been a balance shot.
And it's one and done. He's not in position to hit number 2, 3, and 4. He doesn't throw them, but he wasn't even in position to throw them should he want to.
Quick look at press row scoring. Mike from the Beaver County Times, Ron Borges from the Boston Globe. And I think you know who that third guy is. He's got it a draw. hockey legend Mario Lemieux on hand tonight from the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I must be really confused, because I have a 4-zip for Oqendo. I can't see how Tua's actually won a full round.
Based on what?
Well, you know what? The effective aggressor. He hasn't been very effective.
Okay,
he has
Brett,
not
guys,
landed
Brett,
more punches. He's eaten almost every jab that Oqendo's thrown. He hasn't outworked him in any round. I'm still trying to figure out how you can get him one round. I like David Tune. He's a great guy and all that, but that doesn't win the fight.
You said that about Goofy Whitaker, too. He's a great guy, too.
He's a nice guy, but...
Hey, that doesn't count for much, right? Between the ropes, as you
Not between the ropes, as I well know.
Under a minute remaining in round 5. Body shots, overhand right by Tua, but Oqendo escapes that.
That was the most effective combination. Nice body shots and 2 to the head by Tua. Almost everything landing there. No real ill effects on Oqendo.
Oqendo continues to move, continues to jab. Tua just stands there. Not much movement from him. He just comes straight in and out. But again, not cutting down the distance and not throwing enough punches. Oqendo in and out, stick and move. Combination to the head by Oqendo. He's scoring and registering points with the judges.
See, one big combination by Tua, but the rest of the round has been Oqendo. How do you give the round to Tua? It's just hard for me.
Well, let's dissect this thing a little further as we go inside the ropes with Bobby Ches.
Well, it's been a night of wild swinging for David Tua. Missing a big left hook there, right hand, another left hook over the top. Swinging and missing wildly. This is going to catch up and eventually make him a little tired. Another big right hand. Telegraphing left and right. These are big punches that take a lot of energy to stop, but they don't land on anything. You see it was consistent throughout the first few rounds. Now watch Tua, one good effective combination. He steps in, nice 2 body shots, 1 to the top of the head. That's the most he did in the entire round. That's it.
The Tua fans are out in full force. Part of this sellout crowd of better than 5,000 in Chester, West Virginia.
Move across there. Move across on him.
Wait on the bell, big guy.
Well, we wanted to know prior to the fight if Tua has indeed learned from his losses and showed tonight that he has made the adjustments and corrections against the boxer mover types, and so far the answer is no.
Well, his last round was his best round. He opened up with a good, clean, crisp left hook. Had a couple of combinations on the far side of the ring, in the corner. It was his best round. Maybe he pulled that round off, but I can't give him the first 4.
Once again, we're trying to determine if he has brought in his hip pocket a plan B. He even said after the Lewis fight that he didn't take Lewis seriously and didn't have a plan B. I just don't get that.
Plan B is usually a smart thing to have, but it's also imperative that your trainer knows how to make the adjustments or instruct you to, and that's also a stigma on the training at that time.
Well, what Kevin Barry has been saying to David Tua seems to be falling on deaf ears. And also, the man in front of Tua has a little something to do with what's happening here.
Well, I was going to say, to give Oqendo his credit, he's really putting punches into his face, giving him something to worry about. And Tua's not giving him back much to worry about.
You know, Oqendo able to slip and slide and use a little escapology a la Chris Bird there. Because he was almost pinned against the ropes by Tua.
When Tua works in behind the jab, he's clearly the stronger, better puncher of the two. And he lands and is effective. And Oqendo has to tie him up, otherwise he'll get steamrolled. But you don't see Tua doing it behind the jab enough. It takes a lot of energy for a short man to do that, too.
Pardon me, Bobby, I noticed Tua is breathing very heavily now. We're in round 6, scheduled for 12, not even halfway. Nice left hand to the body, yes, by Tua. But he didn't follow it. Well, I guess he couldn't because Oqendo was so far away when he was hit by him.
You see here he's following him. He's not working him behind the jab. He's following him around. He's leaving that big gap, that big distance that he has to shut down.
Body shots again by Tua. Who's really sucking wind here. Misses with the left, high, wide left hook. Telegraphed that one. Oqendo scores with a left to the head. And now Now the jab. Another jab by Oqendo, and those are landing. Tua's looking tired now. His hands are low. Trying to get that second win. And once again, I just have to question the conditioning process with regard to Tua. Missing there.
All right, Frank, let me have it, guys. Let me have it. Come on,
Basic physics. I always joke about speed times mass equals destructive power, but you know what? It takes much more.
Oh, good right hand by Oqendo. Right on the head. Big finish by Oqendo there in round 6. Bouncing back from the Bernard Hopkins loss. I don't think he's going to have that much trouble with Hassan Sharifi. Halfway through this fight, you can already sense, if there's no knockout, then it's going to be a close one. How do you have it unofficially?
Unofficial, I have it 5 rounds to 1. I think that Oqendo's really established himself. I gave the 5th round only to Tua, and here he's coming out working well. He's walked around and followed Oqendo too much, eating the jab in certain combinations. His combinations have been effective and have been 4, 5, and 6. They've been 1 and 2, sometimes 3.
So you have Oqendo ahead convincingly.
5 rounds to 1, 59-55.
Well, we'll see how the folks at ringside have it. If this fight does not end in a knockout, it's Paul Artis, Bruce Foster, and Gary Wolf. And this time, all 3 judges showed up on time. I'm glad to say.
Let's go. Let's get all the way out. Come on.
Yeah. We had a little bit of a problem in the first fight, if you're just joining us, in terms of the judges. 1 minute gone by. Wild swing and a miss with the left hook attempt by Tua.
I'll get you out. Let's go. Come on.
He showed that on inside rope, the big swing, wild punches by Tua, and he's missing. He's telegraphing. You see, he bends just before he goes to throw it. That's an immediate signal for Oqendo to get his head out of the way.
Dave Johnson, the 3rd man in the ring, with his work cut out. And I guess we're right next to the Mountaineer Racetrack, and it's very appropriate to have a Dave Johnson in the house.
That makes sense.
It's a different Dave Johnson.
That it is.
Not down the stretch they come. Well, I wonder if we're going to go down the stretch in this fight. Tua has other ideas. He wants to end it right now with 1 left hook.
Now watch this entire round. Tua step, follow, step, follow, step, follow, beat the jab right hand. There was at least 1 attempted counter. Step, follow, no punches. There's a half-hearted jab.
Oqendo very confident, smiling
Let me have it.
at Tua, who just hangs on top of Oqendo. Oqendo's in charge. He's dictating the pace.
Perez, come on now. Stay off that head.
David Tua continues to have his problems against these mobile fighters, tall fighters with long reaches, a lot of movement. And you also have to factor in, perhaps, the notion of too many cooks stirring the stew. This is his 3rd trainer in a short period of time.
Well, I can understand with some frustration and no improvement that you have to fix something, and the trainer's one of the biggest keys. But I think some of the things he has to fix is within his own mindset, and I just can't see him at that weight being effective. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to move something that big quickly and often.
But yet, as we have mentioned all along, he can turn a fight or end it in a hurry.
That is true.
Listen, I need more work. I need more work, David. Please move closer. Step to him with the double jab and then unload. I need every one of these last rounds, okay? Let's start with this next one. Let's win this next round. Are you listening? Let's win it.
You watch when he's on his way, and David Tua here tonight, watch him bend his knee, bend over, and he does it every time. Watch. Bend down. Here he comes in. Down for, there it is. Down. As soon as he makes that bend, Oqendo already has an inclination what's coming. Now Oqendo's smiling and having a little chat with him.
Let's go, guys. Get out of here. Let's go. Take it down.
I think he said, nice try, Dave. Boy, you can sense the frustration of Kevin Barry in the corner. Kevin Barry, if you're not familiar, he's the guy who won the gold medal against Evander Holyfield in that very controversial bout in the 1984 Olympics. Remember that, when Holyfield won the bronze?
Break.
And Kevin Barry, tremendous sportsman, raised Holyfield's hand during the gold medal ceremonies.
And you know, if you noticed in the corner, if you're paying attention to Kevin Barry, he said, I need the double jab. I need more punches, but I need you to come in on the double jab and then go to work, which is what I've been saying all night. And he said you need every one of these last rounds. You're going to have a shot at winning, which is also true.
Oh, there's a pretty good shot by David Tua and sent Oqendo back. That got his attention. Oqendo goes back to the jab again. The scoring points while Tua tries to end it on one haymaker. And again, Oqendo clowning around a little. Oqendo very patient, picking the openings, finding the spots, and he's connecting. They're not obviously as hard as Tua's punches, but he's scoring points. Look out on the break. Oqendo, let's try.
So Oqendo's having an easy time with Tua right now because Tua's not forcing any mistakes. He's not forcing any real serious action. He's not giving him a lot to worry about. Just 1 and 2 here and there. A lot of people think that Lennox Lewis would do the same thing to Mike Tyson, just like he did to Tua. But the styles are different. The head movement's different. Mike moves him behind the jab, throws a lot more punches. I want to see David Tua get back to that because he used to be like that. He used to be Tyson-like. The Tua of old just can't come back, I guess.
He came out like Tyson, did he? When he started the fight, but that was it. He couldn't connect, though. We go back to what Tua said to us yesterday and on the feature before the fight, that this is a do-or-die situation. Kevin Barry said this will separate Tua from being a serious contender to an also-ran. And right now, he's closing in on also-ran, unless he turns the tide fast. Oqendo continues to control the tempo of this fight. Frustrating Tua to no end.
All right, break. Don't punch. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Oqendo dishing one out to the body nicely with the left hand.
He took a little bend of his own there, but Tua didn't recognize it as readily.
Tua too slow in reacting. Now Tua going to the body, but no damage.
Don't punch, guys. Don't punch. Let's go.
Oh, there's that left hook upstairs by Tua, and that one had some pop to it.
Best punch of the night so far.
But Oqendo says, I'm all right, and raises his hand. And he goes back to Papa Trinidad.
Good. Take it easy. Be very careful.
Sir.
Let's be very careful. Take it easy.
Take a look at this big left hook. Watch, Oqendo comes right in behind his hand. Now Oqendo's leaning back, which takes some away from it. Plus, if you notice, you watch it from another angle. Tua sort of comes up off the ground a little bit, and he jumps up in the air. You see him bounce back down. When you're up on your toes that high, you negate some of the power because your foundation is separated from the floor. So that punch sounded good, wasn't bad, but wasn't great.
Kevin, take it down, brother. Wait on it, Fred. Wait on it.
Worse than it was. But you heard Papa Trinidad in the corner urging Oqendo through our translator Joe Guzman, be careful.
Because the guy that punches like Tua, one mistake is one mistake too many.
You got to remind him. Well, with Tua's lack of size, only about 5'10" and a paltry 69.5-inch reach, he just has to be busier. He has to apply steadier and constant pressure. The lack of that was glaringly evident in his disappointing performance with Lennox Lewis, November 2000. He just couldn't get inside, was frustrated all night. Same thing with Bird, and it's happening again.
Well, Felix Trinidad Sr. has done an excellent job with Oqendo. He has him punching where he's supposed to be punching, using some power, stiff jab, using good movement, a lot of angles. He's instructing him carefully, and most important is telling him to be smart, think. And that's what he's doing. He's beating Tua by being smart. So Sometimes when you let that macho get in you, you macho course you plenty.
Tua missing again with a left hook. I tell you, Tua may have gained his most respected defeat when he stood toe-to-toe with the rugged Nigerian Ike Ibeabuchi in 1997. And there's an overhand right, a left hook to the neck. Tua beginning to score, opening up.
You heard Oqendo too. His legs came out a little bit from under him.
Jumping on Oqendo, who holds on for dear life.
He still has a little wobble in him, Steve.
Yep, he's on unsteady legs. Right hand followed by a left. The right scored, the left did. Crown, there's a left hand. Oqendo's in trouble.
Oqendo's in a lot of trouble.
Tua unloading. The referee watching closely. He's stopping the fight. Tua, who looked to be in trouble all fight long, wins it of the night.
Kevin Barry told him, I need you to throw punches. See what happens when you throw punches? Some of them land.
That's what Tua was waiting for.
I could see it in Oqendo's eyes right after the first punch. I knew there was some hurt. The legs weren't right.
A barrage by David Tua gets this crowd on its feet.
What were the words that
Put Oqendo off his feet before the referee stopped it.
What were the words that just came out of the mouth of Felix Trinidad Sr.? Be careful.
Exactly. And Oqendo, whether he was careful or not, got pummeled.
I don't know.
And they are tending to Oqendo, making sure he's all right. They continue to have him standing, though, which may be a mistake. But David Tua, in dramatic fashion, turning this thing completely around, although you never know how the ringside judges had it. You had it for Oqendo pretty convincingly at that point. But in any event, Tua said, I don't care what the scores were. He just went to town on Oqendo in round 9. And Oqendo just could never recover. A smile of resignation. It's a show of good sportsmanship. Two guys who really respect each other. You can tell by the way they were talking
Let's
before.
look at the first sequence where he first got him hurt. It was an overhand right. He hits him right there on the temple. A good, hard thudding. Look at his legs. See the legs? That's a key sign. He's smiling and playing, but he's in a little bit of trouble. Watch from the overhead view. Watch the right hand. Not a left hook. It's right hand in the jaw and ear temple area. And Oqendo's legs, you see them. They're not under him. When your legs have problems like that, it's very difficult to recover.
And Tua has been known to be dangerous late. His other late round knockouts, Garing Lane, round 9 last December. Hasim Rahman, round 10, 1998. As the crowd salutes him. Oleg Baskiev in round 11 in 1997. And David Izon, round 12, 1996. So very dangerous, deep into fights, and he proved that again here tonight. As he continues to wave to the crowd salutes.
We're going to watch the finish of the fight, and the referee's giving a good look, but there's a clean left hand. Oqendo doesn't offer up much offense here. There's a couple of punches inside, but there's another clean right hand. He's not throwing back right now, and the referee's right on it. And the referee looks in, comes close, still watching, still watching. There's one big shot that comes through here, right here. That's the one the referee said, I've seen enough of that. That big right hand was at the clean flush punch, and you can see Oqendo can barely stand up. He might have been better off, Steve, taking a knee, getting recovery, because he was ahead so far in points he would probably won a decision anyway.
Good job by the referee, Dave Johnson. Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 54 seconds in round number 9. Our referee in charge, Dave Johnson, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is the new NABF heavyweight champion, the Tua Man, David Tua.
So there it is, David Tua, avoiding what could have been a devastating career setback, able to re-establish himself in the heavyweight title picture, victorious over WBO #1 contender Frez Oqendo. Up we go to Dave Bontempo first with Frez Oqendo. Dave.
Thank you, Steve. Fraze, it looked like this fight was really going your way up to that round. Did you feel you had the style before this happened?
Oh, yes. You know, I felt very good. You know, he threw a pretty hard punch. You know, I take nothing away from him, but I'll be back. I'm young and hungry. I'll be back.
He's a hard guy to keep off, isn't he?
Well, not really. It's just, you know, when people make small mistakes, he takes advantage of them.
What is a mistake you feel you made then?
Well, you know, I dropped my hands and he just caught me with a good shot.
We're going to take a look at what happened in this round. Everything was going your way. You were moving laterally nice. You were landing some shots. Tell us what's going on here as you see it.
Well, you know, I was just moving from his punches. He got me with a good one. But, you know, I kept up. You know, he's just a strong finisher as you see. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm still young. And
were you fresh going into that round, or were you tired?
no, I was fresh. I was pretty fresh. You know, it's just, you know, things like this happen in boxing, and, you know, I'll be back.
That's what happens in the heavyweight division. Big punchers, and you've been on a roll up until now.
Yeah, but I'll be back. You know, I'm still young, up and coming. You know, I'm fresh in the game, so I still got a little to learn.
Good learning experience for you. Thank you, Fraze.
Thank you.
Very gracious in defeat. Got David Tua. We'll be talking with him, telling him about the victory. Come on over here, David. David, veteran, you really took advantage of the opportunity. Tell us about tracking him down with your hooks and your power.
I love you, Mom. First of all, I thank God for this great victory. I'd like to thank Mr. Oqendo for giving me the opportunity.
He was moving pretty well. How did you track him down?
We stuck to our game plan. We worked to the body, and we wanted to minimize the distance, and thank God that it was only a matter of time.
You came out early with the hooks. It looked like the ring got bigger as the fight went along. How did you feel you were doing coming into this round?
I think I was behind, but I believe and I had a lot of faith that it was only a matter of time. I came out faster in the first round and established that hook just to keep him honest and let him know that it was a matter of time. But I can't take nothing away from Mr. Oqendo. He was a great champion and a great gentleman. I'd like to say hello to his family and all his kids in Puerto Rico.
Okay, what about for you now, the future? What does this do for David Tua?
I don't know, sir. Right now, I'm just going to leave it to Mr. Barry to see what next.
Who would you like to have?
We're back in business.
Who would you like?
We'll sort something out in the next couple of days. You know, we've got a new promoter with